Hello and welcome along and welcome back to Ohio and American life farming. We are heading down to the shop because it is the last crop that we have to plant today. We're going to be planting the corn, so I'm on the way to go and get the corn seeds or the maize seeds for that. We also have a few other bits to do around the farm. We're a little bit short of money at the moment, especially for what we still have to buy. So I'm thinking about selling off a piece of equipment that we've only really used once, we haven't used since, and replacing it with a second tractor, which will be a fairly inexpensive tractor. Let's pop in here first, though. Grab ourselves some maize seed. Wheat, canola, soybean, there it is. So there's our maize seed, 2,150 for 2,100 litres. And because of the size of the field we're doing, I'm going to go and get a couple of pallets of these, sorry. So let's buy 1 and 2. There we go. And having purchased those, we now have our forklift down here on a fairly permanent basis so that we can easily load up. And we should have enough space on the back of here to get both of these pallets on, I think. And it shouldn't be too difficult. And that means that we're then going to be able to get these back and get our seeder loaded up. As I said, because of the size of the field and because of how far our seeds have gone previously, I've grabbed 2 pallets this time instead of just the 1. If it's more than we need, then again, that's not a problem. We'll be looking at doing this again next year anyway. We should be looking at making a lot of silage from this, and therefore B, plenty to feed our cows and make some extra cash at the VGA. We have so many silos, it's ridiculous. So let's lift that up a little bit. We want to get this as far on the front as possible because, as I said, we're gonna get 2 on here. We're gonna put this one on sideways like this and just carefully nudge it on a little bit further. There we go. And then we'll just strap that down. The only issue I have doing this is that it makes this fairly top heavy when we're driving back. It's quite rolly when we're driving with this much stuff on the back. Even just a single pallet of these makes it quite top heavy. 2 pallets is not going to help us much, so it's going to be interesting. There we go. Load that on. And this we're just going to slot on from the back. Should still fit, I think, from there. And be good. So line ourselves up. And on it goes. We'll try and match the slant of the thing. I think that's... Ooh, that's... Yeah. That is hanging off the back a little bit. I think you could easily fit 2 on if you did the both of them on this way, but you'd need a longer thing than we've got with this forklift to do that. But we can actually get it down like that, so that's all good. So let's park this up. And as we've been doing, we're going to be making several trips to the shop today. We want to get the maize planting started and get that working. And then from there, we'll be able to get this going. Right, so like that. But we need a tractor really to work around the yard. And so we need something that when our 7R is out there doing stuff, we are able to continue working the yard. It was something that we needed to do last video and were unable. So we're going to do it this video. And switch things around a little bit, and then when we need to get something later on, we could always hire it and save ourselves a lot of money. And I'm actually considering that with the harvester as well, which I want your thoughts on that. Seeing as we're only going to be harvesting 2 fields with 1 harvester and 1 field with another, do you think that the better way to go would be to lease that equipment for that period of time rather than getting a loan. Let us know in the comments below. I'm intrigued to see what you guys think about that. Back to the farm, and like normal, we'll just bring this over here, stop it, and put the handbrake on so that we can then undo these and they won't go anywhere. And we'll head over to this now. Yeah, we still have the forks on the front. We do need to actually get the bag lifter on this back down. It's fairly useless with the flatbed we've got here. We can't easily connect stuff up, and I want to use individual seeds again, something that's not easy to do with the bags. We're much better off doing it this way. Let's bring this over to here and slot in. There we go. But yeah, at the moment I'm very much looking at ways that we can save money on the farm and improve our setup, and that means I think that this piece of kit here is going to have to go. I really like the 4940, but it's not an expense we can really have on the farm sitting. It's a lot of money sitting in this shed at the moment, so we're going to replace that, I think. Let's go and hook this up to our seeder though, which we now need to empty out of having any remaining soybeans in. And the temperature, the ground temperature has actually gone up to 10 degrees C. So transitioning from late spring to early summer, we are gonna see our crops germinate. Both the maize and the soybeans should germinate. In fact, we emptied everything. How did we empty everything out? That's interesting. Oh yes, I did. I fully emptied everything out last time. We don't want to do that. Yeah, I went and emptied everything out after I did my cleanup after the soybeans. I'd forgotten that. So we're going to reload these and then we'll go and get the remaining fertilizer we got. Didn't use any fertilizer last time. So let's put this down, actually, beside here, because we have the multi-fill, we have the bulk fill. So we might as well do this all at once. Grab that one, and then grab the second. And anything we have left over, we will put into our seed storage over here, which is actually, as I pointed out last time, not actually seed storage. I found somewhere to store the seeds, so we're not going to. We're going to empty the seeds out of there and get them done properly, properly stored away, I think, rather than what we were doing. So hold that there, and this should then be able to refill. Yeah, there we go. So we'll fill the bottom one first and the top one second. And there we go. All 4,200 litres in. Let's go and grab ourselves the fertilizer now as well. That should work fairly well. I think this field needs quite a bit of fertilizer, but we saw from last time that that doesn't actually mean that it throws a huge amount in, although we're going to use twice as much this time because we're not doing sunflowers. The thing that we've got interesting with the three crops we've got here, the soybeans use no fertilizer, the sunflowers use about half the amount of fertilizer, and our maize, our corn, is going to use a full whack of fertilizer. So I think we're going to have to end up down the shop to grab ourselves some more fertilizer as this continues. Otherwise it's going to run out halfway through, and we're not going to be ready for it. So we will go and sort that out. First though, let's fill this up. Does it need any extra? How much have we got in here? So we got 1,200 litres. We can take 1,900. So we are actually all right at the moment. There we go, 62% full. Let's back this off and just park it up out of the way for now, because we are probably going to need to use it again later. So that can go there like that. And this we can take over to the field, and we're going to get course play doing this job, because as I said, we need to do a bit of rearranging stuff on the farm. and getting stuff working. So we're going to run probably a couple of headlands with this as a result of doing this with courseplay and getting that to run. So bring it over to here and into the field, and this is where we want it to do. Course generation, field 13, headlands 2 clockwise, up downs first, smoothing the corners, 18-meter width, all good. And there we go. Actually, that's not bad at all. That's not many passes. I'm hoping that we have got enough fertilizer in here. We'll find out fairly quickly if we haven't. But it will take an entire tank's worth, so it's not overly worth filling it up at the moment. I wonder if we can get some fertilizer tanks or some herbicide tanks on here that we can just fill up. Oh wow, some patches of this field though, look at that level of nitrogen. Just absolutely zero there. Oh, it's over that corner. There we go. So that is going to be, yeah, this is going to eat up this fertilizer quite a bit, getting this field done. Should be worth it. We are going to get an awful lot of silage off here. So, drive course from the first waypoint. Just watching it unfold. There it goes. And then once this gets going, we're going to head back to our yard, switch over to our big John Deere sprayer setup, or spreader setup as it is at the moment, and take that back to the shop and get something that's a little more useful for us right now. So yeah, time to move this on. I think it's worth a lot of money to us at the moment. And this is what I mean, 190,000 for just the self-propelled sprayer itself, plus another 38,000 for the dry box, and that's if we just sold them as they stand here. We're going to take these down to the shop and get them sold. We have the tiniest bit of lime in it, which I think we will we'll just dump it out here in the middle of the yard. We can get that stored somewhere, but yeah, we have very little lime in it, so let's unload that there, and then we're going to take this down to the shop. And as I said, we're going to switch it out for something a little more useful, I think. So in order to sell this, we need to take this into the shed over here. Hopefully this will fit. I think most stuff fits through this shed door. Yeah, there we go. And bring that to here. Turn it off. So how much is one of these new, I'm wondering? How much are we going to lose on this? Let's go crop protection. So 195. So at the moment, 195,000. We have got a couple of customizations on it, but not a huge amount. And the dry box itself, that is 48. So we've lost a fair amount on that as it stands. Let's have a look. That is going to be 228,000. Let's repair it for 83, 229,000. So that actually was worth it. Let's sell that. Yes, okay. And then we also want to sell the dry box, 45,000. We are losing very, very little on these. That is brilliant news. I think we're probably losing less than it would have cost us to rent them, I think. Let's have a look. Rental on this, yeah, we basically lost less than it cost us to rent it for the time we used it, which is absolutely brilliant. Same, I think, is probably true on our self-propelled sprayer. Oh, easily. We easily did okay there. So, yeah, I'm happy with that. That's absolutely brilliant. So what are we going to replace it with? The answer to that is under the medium tractors. We're going to go for something a little bit more classic. we have a 40 series and a 40 series long here. We are just going to go for the standard 40 series. We want to get it in a US configuration, so we're going to get a 760 kg front weight. Actually, I do just want to check what are going to be our requirements for this tractor, and it's mainly this is going to be a yard tractor. It's going to be something we have kicking around the yard when the 7R is unavailable. It's doing field work like it is now. We need something around the yards that we can do the cow work with. So it's got to have enough horsepower to run the Anderson, and it's got to have enough horsepower to run the Gyrax. Otherwise, I think that's pretty much what we need from it. So 145 horsepower on the Anderson, 100 horsepower on the Gyrax. Let's have a look then in the shop and see what they have available for us in the 40 series for that. Medium tractors, 40 series for 55,000, so lower base price than the L. I don't think we need the full thing. I don't actually, if this is a yard tractor, we don't even need the four-wheel drive. We can get this for 50,000, save ourselves 5,000. So configuration, I want to put a decent amount of weights on it. So we're going to go with the 760 kg weights. We're going to put the Trelleborg tires on because they're the only ones that allow me to have the standard US wheel configurations on them. So we're going to do that. Design configuration, I actually like US... Is it US 3 or, well, we've got US 1, US 2, US 3. Yeah, I like US 2 with the slightly angled pipe and that setup there. That works nicely. We are going to have beacons. I think we're just going to have a single beacon like that. Quite like that. No GPS because A, this is an older tractor, and B, it's only going to be used in the yard, so we don't need that. Engine setup, now we need to hit 145 horsepower is what we need. 146 is what we can buy. Perfect. No forestry setup on it, and no front loader because we have our telehandler already. So 59,200. Really quite pleased with that. That is going to be great for us. So let's buy that, and that means that we still have 357,000 left. I think that might be enough to outright buy the forage harvester eventually. Yeah, pretty much. Not far off. Perfect. So yeah, we have this to do our yard work with, which is brilliant because it means that today we can go and sort out the straw at the farm. And oh, this is Black Sheep Modding's one, I think, and it is, yeah, that is, look at the animations. That is just absolutely brilliant. So let's get this back to the farm, and we can start doing a little bit of work with our cows that we were having to put off because we didn't have a tractor to actually do it with. I'm still very tempted to just lease the combine and the forage harvester when we get to that point. To me, that makes a whole whack of sense to be leasing those two bits of equipment. We're not going to be cutting many fields, and we're not going to be using them for many hours. So as a result, they are going to very much be limited use stuff, and nowhere near going to cost us the amount that it would be to lease it for a longer period. Because, you know, if you're leasing the money to buy them and then selling them on, why are you leasing the money is really the question I have at that point. Okay, so I'm going to bring this out to here and unfold it. Perfect. And then once we've we'll let that unfold, and we are going to go and get our frame. Now, this is the other reason why we have the frame for this, to have that bale collector, because this was a piece of kit I wanted to use. So we'll take this and we're going to switch over and get the other bit of kit so that we can start picking some bales up. I have a horrible feeling though that we may have taken stuff off the front stack and left ourselves with a little bit of an issue, but let's just do that, and then we can bring this around. And this little telehandler has been brilliant, and we've been using this for about 3 hours on our 6th episode into here, and it's just been brilliant. It's showing a little bit of wear at this point. It's used a fair amount of fuel, but it is all good. And this is now a better setup, I think. Right, let's bring this into here, and yeah, I have got a slightly uneven stack now, so we're going to take this extra one and just move it out the way so that we well, we can just go and put it into the feeding one, to be honest, but it was because we didn't have 2 last time, we ended up not using it. I'm just going to put this, we'll put this over here, so in the end one. We are going to need more of this straw though. More straw bales. Because it is the only thing we're not generating for ourselves this year is the straw bales. Everything else we should have. We should have alfalfa hay, and we should have we should have a lot of silage, far more silage than we need. And in that situation, it is just going to be straw, and that is just going to be for creating the manure here like this. We may be able to get a little bit of money actually from doing silage. Sorry, not doing silage, doing slurry. Selling the slurry we've got at the BGA, so we might have a look at that as well. There's a TLX trailer I want to try have a tryout with that would do that, so I think we may have to have a look at that. Let's load this up though, and then we can go and give some straw to our cows. Last set of bales, just gonna drop them onto here. Get this to do. This is just, as a bale shredder, this is absolutely brilliant for larger cattle farms. It really is. Just makes a huge difference to be able to do 8 bales at once. Absolutely love it. Right, let's just park this over here for a minute, and we'll bring this up, jump into here, and fold that back up. And look at that. In it goes. And this 4440 is just, it's gonna make it's already actually making our life easier. We already have a better situation because of it. Now, the question I've got is this the area that we put the straw down, or is it at the other end? We should find out fairly quickly. Yeah, because look at this. Okay, so we've got straw down the other end here. Do I go through here? There we go. So which way can we direct that? We can direct that. There we go. So that then blasts straw into here. We will empty as much straw into here as it takes. How far, though, has a single bale gone? Let's find out. So a single bale has given us a little bit of straw. Not a huge amount, but I think we're going to be okay for unloading all 8 in here. I think we're also going to have to give the cows some more feed today because, well, it's the second day. It's every other day we add more cows. We've got more cows to add today as well. And there we go. We are full capacity. Actually, that's really good. So they've taken 1,800 litres which is 5.5 bales. We got a little bit left. In fact, is that 5.5 bales? No, that's 1, 2, 3, 4.5 bales. So that's good. We're gonna need to put more in though, as we're about to add another 60 cows into here. What I do want to do before I do that though is unload the feed. Actually, no, we're gonna go and get the cows first. Because we're going to need to top up with a little more straw after we've got them, and we're also going to need to top up with a whole load of feed because the feed is getting quite low as well. So let's stop this, and we're going to go and run and grab ourselves another 60 cows in our Phoenix. Coming around to the livestock purchasing area. Going a little bit a long way around to get into here. We should be able to get out this way. Oh, big livestock trailers and tight entrances do not mix. That's still at quite an angle. Yep. That's what I mean. That is a very tight entrance. Then we have to swing around a little bit wider. Get that round there. Yeah, so almost oversteer for it to be able to get the trailer far enough in to get into here. Alternatively, I could just use the map object hider. Oh, is that going to clear it? No! First there. And in. There we go. Nice and easy. So we've got 2 runs of this to do. We've got the last colour of cow to get, I think, or maybe not, because we did that last time, didn't we? Let's have a look. What have we got? So we have light browns, a lot of them. We've got some white, we've got some browns. Yes, so we've only got the browns, the whites, and the light browns in here. Let's see what we can get. So, yeah, we've got none of the greys yet. So we're going to get greys today, 30 of them. We messed up early on and we got a mix of browns and whites early on. So we're going to be coming back and probably evening those out. Or I think actually we'll probably get 60 browns next as we go. But that is a full trailer, another 64,000. Yeah, we are spending quite a bit on our livestock, but we should make quite a bit of money from our livestock as well. So yeah, let's get this lot back, and then I'll come back down here and we'll get one more load, and that should be our 60 cows for today. Back to the farm with the second load, and we've got another 30 cows in the back of here, in addition to the 30 cows that we already dropped off. So let's get these backed up. Then we can go and put the rest of that straw in there, and we can put the feed in to make sure that they're all fed for 2 days. And that will be good right up until the next time we have to add in more cows, or the next time we do add in more cows, at which point we'll do the whole thing, and at which point we will just about we'll be just under half full at that point. We are up to 180 now. Let's have a look. Yes, so we have 150, adding in the rest of these takes us up to 180. There we go. Confirm that. And yeah, we're getting a fairly big beef farm here now. I'm hoping we're going to make a decent amount of money. I don't know how the weight of our cows currently looks at the moment. We need to have a look, because yeah, look at this. Total mixed ration is now quite low. Cleanliness needs sorting. Straw needs sorting. We're now way below that as well. How are we for these? So 646 pounds. Those are the light brown ones. 500. This could take quite a while. 700. So these, I think, yeah, these are our oldest. They're up to 704. So they are growing, and they are growing quite nicely. We should be in a position to be able to sell some of these towards the end of the year, which is absolutely brilliant. Will make me very, very happy. At which point we'll probably then buy another 30 cows on the top of the 60 that we sell, and make quite a large profit as a result, I think. So let's get this backed into here, and then I can switch over or switch back, and we can get our straw, the rest of our straw put in now that we've got the extra cows, and the rest of everything else done feed wise. Let's detach those, stop that being in reverse, and we'll just take the rest of this in here and get this going. I have a feeling that we may have an issue with the 7R. I checked on it a little while ago. It's still got seed in it. It has no fertilizer, and it's been seeding the field without fertilizing it. So I'm gonna have to get a solid fertilizer to do it. Considering I just sold one, that's a little bit annoying. But we'll be all right. We'll be able to handle that. Extra straw in. I think we've got all we need. Let's have a look. Yeah, we've still got two. We've got a bale and a bit there. But yeah, 26,800. Let's just see. It'll top it up a little bit. But yeah, no more capacity for straw. Fantastic. Now, interesting thing with this mod that I've just discovered. If you go in here and turn it on, it will continually do bales until you until it's filled it. If you press I to unload it, then what it'll do is it'll just unload a single bale. So if you're looking to unload a whole load of bales with this, press the B button, I think it is, and it should continually keep going with it. Let's just have a look. Basically, it's turn it on, which I can't see what it is in here, but I think that's B, and that should then just keep emptying it until it's unloaded enough to complete the job. I want to go and park this up here now and replace it with the feed, which is looking rather empty. So we'll go and reverse this up. And I want to go and empty the feed trailer first and then refill it with feed. And we're getting to the point now where it's going to take more than one feed trailer. It's worth to do this. It's getting quite big. We need to go and change the front bit on our telehandler as well, because we're going to need a different setup for this. Yeah, we've only got 1,333 litres in here, but that is going to mix up our muddle up our mixing ratio if we don't clear this out first. So we'll go empty this out and make sure that everything's good there. So unload that, and that's put all of that in. And what we're going to do is just going to back this slightly out of here. So what we can do is mix it up. So we'll start with this, the silage bales. We'll get in here, get a good 12,000 litres of these. Just, yeah, back it out slowly. Try and keep away from the wall as much as possible, because otherwise that might happen. Yeah, only trouble with stacking this quite close to the wall. We should be all right in general. We're going to use these sheds eventually for handling probably hay bales, to be honest. We'll put hay bales and straw bales in here. Silage, of course, is going to be in these massive silage clamps that we've got. And we've got several of those that should be able to handle this. Whoa! And they just slid off the front. That's all right. We're close enough. let's get these in. Would it be nice to have just put the entire pile in? Saved us a bit of time, but we're fine. Nice and close, quick pickup and quick recovery. The ratio I use on here is 332, so 3 silage, 3 hay, and 3 straw. Reasoning behind that is because straw is cheap, and putting 2 straw bales instead of an extra silage and an extra hay saves us money as a result. So that is the thinking behind that. We need to head over here though and grab a couple, 3 hay bales now. I'm gonna try and grab them. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, 3 bales is always an interesting prospect. Well, it can handle it, but it's always a little bit scary, especially when you have a pile of bales behind like that. But that's all right. We've saved them. Right, so back it out slowly. Watch out for the wall, and we're good. Yeah, we can store an awful lot of bales here, which is very good. We are setting up for a very, very big beef operation on here. Slow it down slowly, and we won't get the same thing happen again as we happened last time. I also backed this out a little bit. Reason behind that is because I noticed as we've been approaching it and just driving in, it's been going for the feed from the trailer, and as a result that means the target is a little bit, or the trigger is a little bit outside the shed, and I didn't want it to feed any of these bales to it prematurely. So that's the reasoning behind that. And wow, we have just enough bales in here to fill up our straw again. So this is actually going to leave us a little bit short on straw bales. But as I said, straw bales are cheap. So we're good. Let's grab that up, and we're out. Perfect. Just pull that in a little bit, and we've left it as a nice square stack because what that will do is means that we can fill up our straw blower nice and easily as well. And I'm fully expecting this to take all of this to feed the cows. Wait, up a little bit. Ooh. Okay, and in. Yeah, it helps to have a healthy amount of bale below. And that should be a nice full feed trailer. Yes, it is. Right, let's feed our cows. Yeah, you see, there we go. We are massively outside that shed, and it's already got the feed trigger. But yeah, we're going to feed them now, and that then should leave us with some very healthy, nicely growing beef cows. And as expected, they have taken the entire trailer's worth. And actually, that's pretty good. That is almost 2 days worth of feed in there. Absolutely brilliant. So we'll back this back out. We'll go and park this up. And then the last thing I need to do with this today is put the bucket on and get our cows cleaned as well. And that will then sort us out. We'll be good. And next time we will just have to deal with this lack of fertilizer on our maize field situation. Hopefully that will be easy for us to rectify though. Switch to the bucket on the telehandler. We have some messy feed down this side here. So let's see if we can get that picked up. Yeah, there we go. That is putting that into the shovel. Perfect. Lift it, and we should be able to just go. What is the command for this? There we go. It did it. So that is the advantage of a high dump. is that we don't have to worry about that too much. Reverse this back out. And that is our cows nicely sorted for today. We have great cleanliness. They're sorted with the water pump. They're full of straw. They've got total mixed rations, and that is all good. On our field side of things, we've now got 2 fields ready. They are both planted, but temperature is great for them to germinate now. But what you can see is, if you have a look here, we need to give a whole load of nitrogen to this field. It ran out at that point there, and Courseplay doesn't like to tell me when it runs out. There must be some setting in Courseplay that covers that. But I'm going to leave this here for today. I'll get all my equipment back in the sheds. In the meantime, though, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.